In a world that changes every moment, where cars don't run on fuel but on electricity and intelligence, the competition between China and America is igniting. Who is leading the revolution and who is threatening the other's throne? Before us today is a heated economic scene, not merely ordinary cars, but a clash of technological civilizations. In recent years, China has emerged as a formidable monster in the automotive world. It's no longer just the factory of the world. It has become a leading developer, especially in electric vehicles. The company BYD has become a name that haunts Tesla's sleep. It now surpasses Tesla in the number of electric vehicles sold globally and exports its production to Europe, Asia, and Latin America. Today's Chinese cars are not only cheap, but also smart, fast, and equipped with the latest technology, from autonomous driving systems to giant screens and long-lasting batteries. China is not playing. China is leading. Meanwhile, America, the homeland of innovation and home to industrial giants like General Motors, Ford, and Tesla, still leads in influence and public image but faces enormous pressures. Major American companies are slow in the electric transition, while China races against time. Ford and GM still produce cars with internal combustion engines and try to catch up. Though designs are strong and reliability high, speed is no longer on their side. The question here is history enough to protect the present? The year 2024 was a decisive year. China registered over 8 million electric vehicles sold versus only 1.44 million in America. BYD surpassed Tesla in the number of electric cars rolling off its factories. China now exports to Europe, builds factories in Brazil, and invades Africa, the Gulf, and Asia. As a result, China controls more than half of the global electric vehicle market in a fiery surprise. Donald Trump has returned to the political scene and launched one of his strongest economic messages. We'll impose a 100% tariff on Chinese electric vehicles. The aim, protect the American industry. But in reality, Chinese cars have begun entering America through side doors, Mexican factories, to bypass tariffs. Trump poured gasoline on the fire. But can he stop the Chinese tide in the tech world? China is no longer just a copycat. Today, it's talking about artificial intelligence inside the car and charging in less than 10 minutes. Meanwhile, Tesla still leads in software and autonomous systems, but can one company stand against an army of state-backed Chinese firms? China invests in batteries, chips, automation, and plans to make the Chinese car the first choice in every household worldwide. It's no longer just a trade rivalry. China is quietly and confidently pulling the carpet from under America with long-term strategy. China's economic influence has multiplied, not just through products, but also through new international alliances like the Belt and Road and massive investments in Asia, Africa, and South America. China isn't just invading markets, it's building factories, exporting infrastructure, and convincing the world with its cars, technology, and vision for energy and transport. While America talks about protecting its economy, China is creating a new economic reality. The America-China relationship was never easy, but in 2024-2025, it turned into a full-blown economic battlefield. Reciprocal decisions, sanctions, tariffs, bans on sensitive technologies, each accusing the other of economic spying, industrial flooding, and market dominance. The truth? This is not only a car war, but a fight over who will lead the next world, technology or politics, industry or influence. In the race for clean energy and infrastructure, China hasn't just entered, it's leading. Today, China is the world's largest producer and consumer of solar and wind energy. It has battery factories bigger than whole continents. Its electric vehicle charging network is the world's largest, spanning thousands of kilometers. Chinese smart cities like Shenzhen are models for future infrastructure. Meanwhile, America leads in research and has pioneering companies like Tesla, but suffers slow infrastructure updates due to bureaucracy and internal politics. The result? China builds, America plans. Speaking of production volume, China means business. EV factories in China produce more than Europe and America combined. In a single city like Changsha, Tesla's Chinese factory produces more than all of America. Companies like BYD have production lines rolling out a car every 30 seconds. This magnitude is not luxury. It's a clear plan to dominate the global market. Now it's no longer a question of who's better, but who's faster, smarter, and more influential. It's an existential battle for future roads, today's factories, and the minds of the new generation. China is advancing at light speed. America is fighting to maintain leadership. So who will win? Who writes the next chapter? And what form will the car that our children drive in 10 years take? Stay with us because the world is changing on electric wheels with the sounds of factories that never rest and political crises that ignite. Did you know that one Chinese car is sold every 3 seconds worldwide? And that China now produces more than 27 million vehicles annually, about 30% of global output? Can you imagine that the number of cars China exports to Europe alone has doubled in just 5 years? What if I told you that Chinese cars are now sold in more than 120 countries, and one Chinese brand sold more than 500,000 electric vehicles in just 6 months? So how did China, once considered the world's workshop, transform into a powerful force flooding markets with its cars? Are we facing a future where Chinese cars become the world's first choice? The numbers speak. In 2022, China's profits reached $80 billion, double compared to 2018. Today, China exports to over 120 countries, with most significant markets in Europe. In 2023, exports reached 4 million cars. In the first half of that year, China exported about 2.14 million vehicles compared to 2 million cars in 2021, a growth of 76%. BYD alone achieved profits estimated at $4.5 billion, surpassing some European companies. Today, China sits as the world's second-largest car exporter after Japan. How did this happen? In the past, China wasn't a strong car competitor. The 1990s saw heavy reliance on imports, while local manufacturing struggled to meet domestic demand with modest quality. But this didn't last long. With the start of the new century, China redrew its economic map, deciding to become the main player in the car market. It launched ambitious plans to support heavy industries and formed partnerships with global car giants like Volkswagen and General Motors. By 2009, China became the world's largest car market in both production and consumption. China's ambition didn't stop at traditional car manufacturing. In 2015, it launched a national plan to lead the electric car industry. The government offered huge financial incentives to manufacturers and consumers while building wide charging infrastructure. In a short time, China became a global hub for electric vehicle production, producing over 7.1 million EVs, about 60% of global production. Add the strength of Chinese companies like BYD, Geely, and SAIC Motors, now competing with global giants like Toyota, Ford, and Tesla. China didn't just invade markets, it reshaped them. Consumers worldwide benefited. Cars equipped with the latest technology became available at reasonable prices. Today's Chinese cars are not ordinary products, they're examples of innovation and quality at low cost. Whether electric vehicles with long-life lithium iron phosphate batteries and integrated AI supporting autonomous driving and enhanced energy efficiency, or non-electric cars with economical, practical engines, modern design, and advanced tech features like smart screens and infotainment systems, they combine high performance with the ability to meet global market needs as an economical and modern choice. The secret lies in competitive prices. 20–30% lower than European and American cars, making them the ideal choice for emerging markets and even parts of Europe. Despite these major achievements, China still faces obstacles, such as geopolitical tensions with the West, which cast shadows over its expansion. Major powers like the US and Europe have imposed restrictions on Chinese technology. At the same time, global automakers are accelerating their own shift to electric to compete with China. But the real question now isn't whether China will dominate the car market, it's how it will reshape this market in the future. The race continues. China is in the lead, but will legacy companies reclaim their place, or will China take full control of the wheel? What's for sure? Chinese cars are not just vehicles, they are symbols of renewed economic ambition. The global world is striving for clean energy. Tesla appears as a symbol of change, but is it a luxury car or a true revolution? Will Tesla change the face of car manufacturing? How did it start? How much profit has it made? What challenges did it face? Join us on a journey to explore Tesla's story. One man's vision, one company, and a dream to change the world. Some believe Elon Musk is Tesla's founder, but in fact, he is its CEO. The company was actually founded in 2003 in San Carlos, California, by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, named after the famous Serbian inventor Nikola Tesla, known for his major discoveries in electrical engineering that earned him acclaim among scientists and engineers in recent decades. Tesla launched with a specific goal: to develop and produce a fully electric car. The first prototype was based on General Motors' experimental programs in the late 1990s. Although those models never reached consumers due to various flaws, the engineering principles were sound and became the starting point for Tesla's founders. In 2008, Tesla launched its first electric car, the Roadster, a remarkable achievement unmatched by other companies at the time. The world was emerging from the hardest financial crisis since the Great Depression, and this marked Elon Musk's new beginning. At the end of 2008, Musk took over as CEO, fully responsible for running the company. He decided to cut the workforce by 25%, postponed the launch of the new Model S, and for the first time sought external help by requesting a $40 million loan to save Tesla from bankruptcy, what he later called the most beautiful hour of the company's history. This was a difficult period for Tesla, with only around $10 million left, which wasn't enough to fund production plans. But the second rescue came from Daimler, which provided $50 million in exchange for 10% of Tesla shares and a partnership to develop electric batteries. Tesla also received a large loan of $465 million from the U.S. Department of Energy. These funds restored market confidence and saved the company from imminent collapse. Confidence increased when Musk announced early prototypes of the first Model S sedan, marketing it as a family car, not merely a sports car. This led to 1,000 units being pre-ordered by enthusiastic customers. In 2010, Tesla went public at $17 per share, raising about $226 million and strengthening its position well beyond its earlier crisis. In 2011, Tesla unveiled its luxury electric sedan Model S, which was enthusiastically received by users, and the company focused entirely on its production. In 2012, Tesla discontinued its first sporty Roadster and opened supercharger stations across California, then expanded to the rest of the U.S. It also began building its massive battery factory, the Gigafactory in Nevada, greatly increasing production and lowering car prices, expanding its potential customer base. Tesla's ambitions didn't stop at electric vehicles. In a bold move, it entered the solar energy market by launching products to power homes and factories, prompting it to change its name from Tesla Motors to Tesla Inc. in 2017, transforming from an electric car maker to a full-fledged energy company. In February 2018, the world witnessed one of the most spectacular marketing moments when SpaceX, also led by Elon Musk, launched the Falcon Heavy rocket into space, carrying Musk's personal red Tesla Roadster with a mannequin in a spacesuit in the driver's seat, heading toward Mars orbit. This creative fusion of car and space tech drew global attention to Tesla's achievements. In 2019, Musk revealed one of Tesla's largest products, the Cybertruck, a steel truck with futuristic design and major capabilities, described as a vehicle from the future. Despite some production issues with its body panels, Tesla stock soared to a closing high of 418. In 2020, Tesla made a huge leap with increasing profits. The stock closed above $900 for the first time. On October 25, 2021, Tesla hit a market value of over $1 trillion for the first time, becoming one of the few companies to reach that milestone, and the fastest to do so. 18 years from founding, and just one after going public, whereas Google took about 21 years. Currently, Tesla faces major challenges, a sharp decline in sales and mounting competition from Chinese brands, along with ongoing production problems with the Cybertruck. This crisis wiped out more than $245 billion in the company's market value, pushing it out of the top 10 in the S&P 500. Tesla has responded by cutting prices in major markets and reducing its workforce by 10%, which significantly affected its reputation, and Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. Are these setbacks just temporary stumbles or signs of a deeper crisis that might redefine Tesla's future? Will Tesla overcome these challenges and regain momentum, or will it face obstacles that could significantly impact its future path? Share your opinions in the comments.